sense. But we did better. We played better. We tightened some things down. Didn't give up stuff. And so we improved by the time the game ended. But it was after the fact kind of. I was really disappointed that we had trouble. We moved the ball well early on offense, and then we struggled. And it was a hard game. And when we get the big turnover and we have a chance to go ahead and do something, make some real noise in this game, we turned it right back at them and made a real big mistake there. And that really changed the opportunity for the momentum at the time. But we were still there. We were 10 points with at least 12 minutes to go, which there's plenty of chance to get back. And we just didn't find our ways. And so we've got work to do. We've got a lot of work to do here. We're not. I want us to execute better. So here's what I told them. I told them that I believe that we're going to start making the plays in the games early on that we've been making in practice. Stuff that we saw happen in practice didn't happen in this game, and I believe that we're going to take care of the football with all of the emphasis that we have on it. To turn the ball over, 7 times in the last 2 weeks is just, I don't recognize that kind of execution where we're giving the ball up. I believe these guys are going to hang together and they're going to keep working because they're great. They're great people. They care. They want to work hard. They enjoy working it and going for it. They're okay about the challenge when it's tough. They still want to keep battling. You can see them hanging in there and supporting one another. And so I really believe we have plenty of time to get this thing going. And so that's the way I'm going. And I conveyed that to them, and I hope they want to go along with it. And we got a lot of football ahead. We're bouncing right back here on Thursday. We got to come right back against the Cardinals. They're doing great, and it's going to be a difficult challenge for us. But it's the challenge that we need. It's right there in the division, right where you need it. You need to get this win and get going and go to the next game. So that's what we'll do. We had a couple guys get banged up in the game. Nico, his groin didn't make it. All the time we spent trying to get him back, we thought he had him. He had a lot of time to get ready, but it acted up again. Jamal Adams hurt his shoulder a little bit in the first half, came back and finished the game admirably and made some stuff happen, did a nice job. Travis Homer hurt his hand in there and had missed some time. Jordan Simmons, his calf tightened up on him and couldn't go. And Kyle Fuller just hung in there with a high ankle sprain and just finished the game. He just was a stud about it. And he had to go, and he did it. So that was really admirable. So go ahead.
Corbin Smith.
Hey, Pete, I know you mentioned the offense obviously was struggling today, but you came into this game with the number 1 ranked scoring offense, and you had 4th and inches on that first drive in the third quarter. Why did you opt to just go out and try to catch some offsides instead of just going for it with it being such a short conversion the way the defense struggled early?
I didn't want to give them the foot that early in the game when there was so much going on and so many opportunities. I don't want to give them the ball at the 40-yard line. That's a turnover. That's just like you just handed them an interception if you don't make it. If they penetrate, make a play in the backfield, and get you out, knowing that Mikey will kick the ball inside the 10-yard line and do something good with that, we'll go ahead and play defense. That's believing that we're going to be all right. There's times when you go for it, when maybe don't all the logic doesn't add up the same. But in that one right there, it was too early in the game. I was believing in our guys that we're going to pull it off and have plenty of time to get back and play well. And I didn't want to give them a turnover right there, and I just felt like it wasn't worth it.
Joe Fan.
One more thing. The logic of saying because we're such a high-scoring team, you should go for it right there doesn't fit in my brain. I don't understand that. That really isn't that's not really the case right there, And it's really about playing the game more than the potential of our play and all that kind of stuff. And the players would love to go for it. I know that, and I'd love to go for it too. But so I have to work against my nature to go ahead and kick that ball right there. But I would probably do it the same way again.
Yeah, just to continue on that, I think the logic is that maybe it comes off like you don't trust your offense to get a couple of inches, where you are putting faith in a defense that has given up more yards than any team in football this year. So what's the difference maybe of giving up a potentially 40-yard field and an 80-yard field when they did go back and march down the field? So I guess are you putting too much faith in the defense that hasn't earned it to this point?
Joe, I don't know. You can say that, but I'm just playing the game, and the game there wasn't worth giving them the football as well as they had done in the first half. There, I didn't mind giving them the ball inside the 10-yard line, and we'll go play defense back there. I just thought there's too many opportunities to give them that advantage. What if they took the ball, went down, and scored right there? Then the game feels like it's lopsided, and you're way behind it. So that didn't factor in. I wish we could have gone for it, made it on third down. We missed it by an inch.
Yeah, I guess the counter would be they did go down and score that touchdown, and they already had a 90-yard touchdown drive in the game.
Sure, but think about it. No, you don't think they're going to score every time you get the football. They scored one time in the second half. That was it. So that's easy to think that, and I don't blame you for bringing it up. I'm not battling you on that. At that time I would probably do it again, and I might not though. It just depends on what's going on.
Greg Bell.
Pete, if you have Chris Carson, do you go for it there? I know we'll never know, but my point is, are you hamstrung on offense to the point you can't try to do the things on short yardage?
It doesn't feel, at this point. We don't feel the same. We don't feel the same in our mix, and we're working. The guys are busting their tails to get it done and all that. But I fell in love with Chris's play a long time ago, and his style of play and all that. And I think it adds something to us and to me as well. And again, we might not ever have been in 4th and inches if he was there. But he's not there. So we have to keep figuring it out and got to play with what we got and try to figure out the game and to keep believing that there's no reason to feel desperate. Is what I didn't want to do, and so that's why that happened.
And then Russell Wilson told us last week he didn't feel pressure because of how the defense is giving up yards and points. But that fumbled snap where if he goes down, he avoids the turnover there, but he tries to pick it up. Is that an example of trying to make plays he knows he's
I don't know that, Greg. I don't know that. I mean, I didn't see that the way that happened. I mean, he's going to battle to try to finish the play, and all. But I haven't seen that yet. I don't know. I don't think that went through his mind right there. You know what I mean? He's playing football. He's an athlete, and he's a great athlete that makes things happen. So,
Brady Henderson.
Pete, what was your view of the first Russell interception and just your thoughts on the game he played overall?
Is that the one after the turnover?
Into the end zone.
Yeah, it was a bad play. It was a decision that that really rarely have we seen Russ do. He's on the other side of the field, moving that way and throwing the ball back across. He does miraculous things often. That wasn't one of them, and I'm screaming for him to run because he could have got 10 or 15 yards, I thought, and then all of a sudden he chucked it. I thought, oh, maybe he's got a touchdown. When Russ makes a decision like to go for it, he's usually pretty darn good for years and years. And that one didn't work out. That was a mistake.
And I know you kind of hinted at it maybe being a little too late, but the way that the defense kind of clamped down in the second half, did you see improvement there in the second half from your defense?
Absolutely. Yes, it did. And I was glad it gave us a chance to win the football game, We had a shot, and it's too bad. But the reasons we need to execute better early and not give up stuff, and there's reasons why I think that we can address this week and do some stuff to help us out.
Art Teal.
Pete, why was Jalen Ramsey's obviously a great player, but why couldn't you get Metcalf involved earlier? He wasn't targeted at all the first half.
Yeah, we had every intention to do that, to get him the football, and there's stuff called, the ball just didn't go there. And we made the point at halftime, that was the case. We knew he's a really good player and all, but we certainly didn't have a game plan that we were going to stay away from him. That wasn't the case. We had all kinds of things that we could have done. We just didn't do it.
Michael Sean.
Pete, 7 turnovers for us in 2 games. Are you concerned about him at all?
I'm just concerned in general. You can't play football and win games like that. Can't win, and philosophically that's so far against the grain for what we believe and how we practice and prepare for the last 10 years, 20 years, that it couldn't rub against the grain anymore. Obviously, we can't.